Hey everybody, Ryan here at eTrailer. Today on our 2019 Ford Ranger, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install the Roadmaster battery charge line kit for towed vehicles. Now in our case, our charge line kit actually hides nicely underneath our radiator cover. That way we don't have to see it. But to take a better look at it, I'll go ahead and pop this off and we can check it out. The charge line is going to be a really simple kit. It's just going to consist of a little bit of wiring and the breaker that we have mounted right here out of the way. Now the purpose of the charge line kit is to more or less trickle charge or maintain your Ranger's battery whenever you're flat towing it down the road. And that's important because your braking system is going to use your Ranger's battery power to operate whenever you are towing it. And the last thing you want is to get to your destination and unhook and go to start up your truck and the battery be dead. With the charge line, you're not going to have to worry about that. It's going to maintain that battery life. That way you're not going to have to deal with trying to get some jumper cables from your motorhome here, deal with grabbing a jump box, or even bothering someone else to help you out. So overall, a really simple component that's going to keep our battery charged and one less thing we're going to have to worry about. And that can really make a big difference whenever you're on vacation, going from relaxing to stressful if your battery does die. A charge line kit is going to prevent that. And since it is so simple, to get it installed really isn't bad at all. Hardly takes any time and is really straightforward. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and hook it up together now. To begin our installation, we're going to be working underneath the hood. We're going to need to find a spot to mount up our breaker. I found a good spot. And to make it a lot easier to get to, what we're going to do is remove this plastic radiator cover. And so to get that off, we're going to have 5 plastic push pin fasteners that we're going to have to take out. And the way to get these out, pretty straightforward. Take a flathead screwdriver, and pry underneath the head of it. Then you can just go ahead and pop it out. If the head comes out separately, you can always get your screwdriver and pop the base out as well. You should be able to kind of lift up on it and pull it out. This air intake might be in the way, so if you just pull forward on it, you can actually release it. Set that to the side. And there's actually going to be some clips here at the front. So if we just kind of take our hands and work them up one by one. It'll pop free. We can set it to the side. We want to mount our breaker right here on this piece of plastic. It's nice and thick and solid, so it's going to give us a good mounting spot. So we're going to take our breaker and hold it in position. And we can grab the included self-tapping screws and run them down. Now we can grab our red wire that's included with the kit. We'll take one end of it and strip it back. And twist the wires together. We're going to take the small ring terminal and crimp that onto the wire. We're going to connect this to our breaker. So if you come to our breaker, we're going to have 2 posts. One will be silver, one will be a bronze color. We're going to be working with the bronze one and slide that onto it. We can take our nut, put that on, and tighten it down. Now once we have this tight, the other end of the wire, we're going to begin to run it to the 6-way connector at the front of our truck. So here's how I routed my wire. Just went underneath that little opening there, and it brings it down along through here, and then I just dropped it straight down. And I just followed my diode wiring that I already had run up to our 6-way connector. So what I'm going to do is cut off that extra wiring. We're going to use that back in the engine compartment. We're going to strip this back, and this is going to get connected to the back of our 6-way plug. Run that wire through the boot, and the post that we're going to use is this one here in the center. That'll be our power source. So if we grab a small Phillips screwdriver, I can take that set screw out and get it connected. And push it down and tighten down the set screw. So I took the extra length of red wire that we cut just a moment ago and attached a small ring terminal on it, just like we did that one. And this end is going to get connected to the silver post on our breaker. We'll take the nut off. And slide that ring terminal over it. Get that nut back on, and once we have it tight, what we'll do is run the other end of the wire to the positive battery terminal. We just went underneath that opening there, along here, and right out of this corner into the compartment. So what we're going to do is put a ring terminal on this end of the wire, and we're going to be using the larger terminal that comes included with the kit. And if we open up our positive battery cover, it'll expose the nut that we're going to work with right here. That'll be a 10mm. Now, sometimes these aren't designed to easily come off completely. You'll kind of know once you're loosening it, it'll just want to stop. In our case, it did. So what we're actually going to do is loosen it enough to where there'll be a little bit of space underneath it. We're going to cut a small opening in the ring terminal. That way we can just slide it underneath the nut. Just slide right in like that. Then we can just go ahead and tighten it back down. And then you can just take your radiator cover and reinstall it the opposite way that we removed it. And that'll finish up our look at and our installation of the Roadmaster battery charge line kit for towed vehicles on our 2019 Ford Ranger.